Have you heard of Edward VIII, a king of Great Britain who famously abdicated after less than a year on the throne in 1936 to marry Wallis Simpson? Before his short reign, he appeared on coins like this 10-cent coin from 1936 comes from East Africa, a British colonial territory that included Kenya, Uganda, and Tanganyika. Its simple yet elegant design connects us to this intriguing moment in both royal and colonial history. This 1844 half-farthing bears the scars of history, with a brutal hole likely the result of an accident or perhaps even the outcome of a daring bet. Originally struck for use in Ceylon, this 1844 coin features the three national flower emblems below the date, reflecting its status as legal tender in both Ceylon and the UK after 1842. Despite its damage, this piece remains a captivating artifact with a mysterious and rugged story to tell. Imagine holding a piece of 1806 in your hands. This tiny copper farthing was minted during the reign of King George III, a time when Britain was battling Napoleon and expanding its global empire. Its design reflects the power of the monarchy, with Britannia on the reverse symbolizing Britain's naval dominance. King George III was the longest reigning king of Britain at the time and is famously remembered for both losing the American colonies and his bouts of madness. Here's a beautiful silver sixpence coin from 1887, featuring the crowned and veiled Jubilee head of Queen Victoria. The inscription translates to, "Victoria, by the grace of God, Queen of the Britons, Defender of the Faith," showcasing her power and legacy during the British Empire's height. What's fascinating about this particular coin is the small hole, likely added to wear it as jewelry, a common Victorian-era tradition to carry sentimental or decorative pieces. Here's a rare gem from 1917, a silver 4-pence coin from British Guiana, featuring the iconic portrait of King George V. With a mintage of just 72,000s, this coin is scarce, making it a prized collector's item. Its unique history ties back to the British Empire's colonial past, and its rarity ensures it stands out as a true treasure for numismatists. Step back in time with this 1843 farthing coin worth a quarter of a penny. Featuring Britannia, the symbol of British strength and maritime power, proudly seated on the reverse, and the iconic young head of Queen Victoria on the front, this tiny treasure carries a huge piece of history. The young head of Queen Victoria, designed by William Wyon, was first introduced in 1838 and became one of the longest-used royal portraits in British coinage. Have you seen a 1939 1-cent coin from Malaya? This squarish coin features King George VI, the reserved king, who guided Britain through World War II. Malaya, a former group of British-controlled states in Southeast Asia, is now part of Malaysia. Struck in the year the world edged toward global conflict, this coin represents the colonial history of a region rich in culture and resources. Its unusual square design makes it a fascinating relic of a bygone era. Ever held a 1911 Australian 1-shilling coin? Struck in the very first year of King George V's reign, it features the iconic Australian coat of arms with the kangaroo and emu. Look at the emu. It's raising its leg to support the shield. This coin features Australia's first coat of arms, with a simple design showcasing the 6 states, long before the modern version with the Federation star. This beautiful 1944 1-pice coin from India is a fascinating relic from the final years of British colonial rule. Struck during World War II under King George VI's reign, it features a bold circular hole at the center, making it instantly recognizable. India was just a few years away from achieving independence in 1947, marking the end of British colonial rule. This 1922 anise coin from India features a square shape that sets it apart from traditional coins. Its inscriptions in 4 scripts, Urdu, Bengali, Devanagari, and Telugu, honor the linguistic diversity of colonial India. Minted during the reign of King George V, this coin emerged at a time of rising nationalist movements and significant economic changes. This 1966 Canadian silver 50-cent coin features the coat of arms with the lion and unicorn representing England and Scotland, a shield with emblems of the provinces, and a ribbon with the motto, A mare usque ad mare, from sea to sea. On the obverse is the elegant bust of Queen Elizabeth II, depicted at 37 years of age, capturing her grace and strength during the early decades of her reign. Discover the story behind this 2 mils coin from 1927. Issued during the British Mandate of Palestine, this bronze coin marked the introduction of a new currency system. Featuring inscriptions in English, Arabic, and Hebrew, it reflects the cultural diversity of the region. The design includes an olive branch, a timeless symbol of peace. It is quite worn. Imagine the countless hands it passed through: Jewish traders in bustling markets, Arab farmers exchanging goods, or British officials collecting taxes, each carrying its own unique story. This is a 5 mils coin from 1942, a fascinating relic of wartime history. Before World War II, these coins were made of shiny copper nickel, but wartime shortages forced a change to bronze. The hole in the center? It was a cost-saving measure during those tough times. Imagine this coin in the hands of market traders, farmers, or even soldiers stationed in British Mandate Palestine, using it for daily transactions or bartering goods. A tiny piece of history with a big story to tell. These 5 mils coins from 1935 and 1939 take us back to British Mandate Palestine, a time of cultural and political shifts. In those years, the region was buzzing with activity. Tel Aviv celebrated its first modern port opening, symbolizing growth and change. Meanwhile, these copper-nickel coins, with their distinctive center hole, passed through the hands of merchants and workers, reflecting everyday life. But World War II was on the horizon, and soon the metal of these coins would change to bronze, marking the impact of global conflict. Did you know this tiny silver 3-pence from 1918 holds a story of war and tradition? Struck in the final year of World War I, it was used by soldiers and civilians alike during Britain's fight for survival. But that's not all. These coins were also tied to the ancient Maundy ceremony, where the monarch gave coins to the poor as a symbol of charity. The 1946 Roosevelt silver dime from Denver is a first-year issue, minted to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt after his death. Made of 90% silver, it reflects the classic era of U.S. coinage. With a smaller mintage of around 61 million compared to Philadelphia, it's slightly scarcer, making it appealing to collectors. Known for its sharp design by John R. Sinek, high-grade examples, especially with full torch bands, are particularly prized. Have you ever seen the 1868 Shield nickel? It was one of the first nickels minted after the Civil War in the U.S. This fascinating coin ties to a monumental moment in American history: the ratification of the 14th Amendment in 1868, granting citizenship to all people born or naturalized in the U.S. The 1868 Shield nickel circulated during the U.S. presidential election of that year, when the nation elected Ulysses S. Grant as its president. The shield design represents protection and national resilience, while the without rays version of this coin tells its own story. Those rays were removed in earlier designs because they made the coin harder to mint. Imagine this coin passing through the hands of Americans rebuilding their lives after the war. It's more than just 5 cents. It's a piece of history you can hold. Have you ever seen the Liberty Head nickel from 1905? That year, one of the major events in the United States was the conclusion of the Treaty of Portsmouth, which ended the Russo-Japanese War and marked the growing influence of the U.S. as a global peacemaker, earning President Theodore Roosevelt the Nobel Peace Prize. 1905 was also a monumental year in science, as Albert Einstein published his theory of relativity, revolutionizing how we understand space and time. This 5-cent coin from 1905 features the iconic head of Liberty, surrounded by 13 stars, symbolizing the original 13 colonies that formed the United States. A timeless design, it represents liberty and the foundation of a growing nation. Imagine this coin being exchanged in a world on the brink of groundbreaking discoveries, a tangible piece of history from a transformative era. Check out my silver Mercury dime from 1941. It features an allegory of liberty, wearing a winged Phrygian cap, symbolizing freedom of thought and innovation. Flip it over, and you'll find a fasces intertwined with an olive branch, a striking message of duality, the United States' readiness for war paired with its enduring desire for peace. This 1987 Chinese 1 Jiao commemorative coin celebrates the 6th National Games held in Guangdong Province, highlighting the soccer. The obverse features a stylized torch, with inscriptions that translate to People's Republic of China and the 6th Athletics Meet. The National Games are like a domestic Olympics, showcasing the nation's top athletic talent across multiple sports. Have you seen the 1959 Japanese 100 yen silver coin? Minted during the Showa era, 1926 to 1989, a period of Japan's recovery and modernization under Emperor Hirohito, this coin features a rice plant on the obverse, symbolizing prosperity, and the denomination on the reverse. It's a treasured piece of post-war Japanese history. Check out my little coin from 1924 Latvia's 1 centimes. This tiny piece of history was minted during the early years of the Latvian Republic, symbolizing a nation finding its independence after World War I. On its obverse, it proudly displays the Latvian coat of arms, representing the unity and strength of the nation's 3 historical regions. The 1883 Portugal 5 reis coin, minted during King Luís I's reign, reflects a transformative time in Portuguese history. Known as the Oceanographer, Luís I championed science and maritime exploration, symbolizing the nation's seafaring legacy. During this era, Portugal was modernizing its economy and managing colonial expansion in Africa. Did you know that during the time this coin was minted, Portugal's national flag was blue and white, reflecting its monarchy and traditional heraldic colors? Have you seen the 1863 1 Pfennig coin from the Kingdom of Prussia? Minted during the reign of King Wilhelm I, who would later become the first German emperor, this coin features the Crown Prussian coat of arms on the obverse, symbolizing the kingdom's authority and sovereignty. Prussia, renowned for its military strength and efficient governance, was the driving force behind the unification of Germany in 1871. Have you seen the 1888 German 20 Pfennig coin? Minted during the reign of Emperor Wilhelm I, who was the first German emperor from 1871 until his death in 1888. This coin features the Imperial German coat of arms on the obverse, showcasing the imperial eagle with a large shield on its breast. This coin was minted in the final year of Emperor Wilhelm I's reign, marking the end of an era. Do you know Baden, a historic Grand Duchy in 19th-century Germany located in the southwest along the Rhine River? Here is a coin from there, the 1863 1 Kreutzer, minted during the reign of Grand Duke Friedrich I. This coin is a relic of that time, reflecting the sovereignty and heritage of Baden before its unification with the German Empire in 1871. Do you know Nassau, a historic duchy in 19th-century Germany located in what is now the state of Hesse? Here is a coin from there, the 1859 1 Kreutzer, minted during the reign of Duke Adolf, who would later become Grand Duke of Luxembourg. This coin is a relic of that time, reflecting the independence and heritage of Nassau before its annexation by Prussia in 1866. The 1948 Curaçao 5 cents coin is a striking piece of history from the former Dutch colony, instantly recognizable by its unique square shape with rounded corners and elegant shell motifs. Curaçao was a key Caribbean island within the Dutch colonial empire, serving as an important trading hub and part of the Netherlands Antilles. The reverse showcases a fruit-bearing orange branch, symbolizing prosperity, while its limited mintage of only 1 million pieces adds to its rarity and appeal.